The world is going insane. The world is going to shit. It's going to hell. Most people are crazy. How to deal with all this? How can I stay calm when people are taking away our liberties, when people are doing crazy things, forcing bullshit on us? How to deal with all this? Well, in this video, I will share with you how I have been dealing with this, what I'm still doing today, and what I recommend you to do as well. Like, subscribe, and share. Hi, my name is Lotfi Mirat, and today I'm going to share with you, unscripted as usual, how I'm dealing with all the craziness that's going on. You can see the date, you can see the hashtag, and yeah, polarity. That's what it's all about. Whether it's good or bad, left or right, white and black, whether it is those who did or did not, whether it is those who are pro or contra, locals and immigrants, natives and those who consider themselves rightful owners of the land. Your city, the other city, your football team, the other football team, your country, the other country, your neighborhood, the other neighborhood. People from your religion, people from other religions. It's everywhere. Everywhere where you look, there's polarity. And this polarity has been getting inflamed. And some people are putting a lot of gasoline on the fire, pushing people into aggression, into fighting each other, even within the family. And I've seen families being torn apart, even within my own family. I've seen friendships breaking up because of all the polarities that are being inflated in the world, locally, nationally, globally. And sometimes you may say, but of course, I cannot condone that people are doing this or forcing this on us or are taking away our freedoms. Yes, that's true. And this may make you really angry. I get angry regularly. When I hear certain things, I really get mad. Why? That's the interesting part. Sometimes people are doing certain things that don't affect us directly, but still we get really angry. And sometimes they affect us. In other cases, they may affect us. And then we get angry too. And why is that? Especially why if it's not directly threatening our own lives. It's because we get triggered. And of course, you may say, yeah, but it's natural to get triggered when you see injustice. Huge amounts of injustice. People destroying nature, destroying other people's lives, just to make a few extra bucks. Well, they already have plenty of it, probably. But they don't care about nature, they don't care about animals, they don't care about other human beings. They don't care about the air that we breathe. So of course I get angry. Of course I want to go and punch that person in the face, or maybe even kill those people who are ordering thousands and thousands into death every single day by starting new wars, by doing crazy things. But what at the core is making us really angry? Why do we sometimes really explode and it's out of proportion compared to what we get mad about? This happens because we get triggered. We get triggered because we have unhealed wounds. And we all have them. Sometimes we're not aware of them. Sometimes we remember something that has happened. And maybe you already forgave the person for it, in person or in a prayer or in a thought. Sometimes we don't even know that we're having a wound, that a certain event actually created a wound. We think like, that was not so much. That was nothing. Yet, it wounded us, it created a trigger. And so it's really interesting to take a look at this. Because being so angry is consuming. It's consuming our energy. It's destroying us, it's hurting us. Just see how you physically feel after having been really angry. Drained. Maybe stomach pain, throat pain. I don't remember who said it, but it was beautiful what he said. Being angry is punishing yourself for other people's stupidity. And so what I recommend you, and yet maybe easier said than done, I admit that I'm experiencing that myself. What I recommend you is to ground, to take a deep breath regularly, to take pauses during the day, to just recenter, and in addition, to work on healing the wounds. And there is absolutely no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's stupid not to get some help resolving things that we cannot see because we have blind spots. So the smart thing to do, a sign of true strength, is to ask for help. I myself do this as well. I have my people where I go to help me. Of course, I'm stubborn, so at first, I can do it myself. I can help my clients, so I can do it myself too. Oh, come on. Some cases it works, but in many cases, I miss things because it's very difficult to hold this mirror to yourself and to see all the details. It's much easier for me to look at other people and see what they're missing because I'm not involved in the story. And that's why we need somebody else to help us. And when we do this, we strengthen ourselves, we calm ourselves down, we become sharper. We save a lot of energy And we will be better prepared to act when it's really time to act. Because just being angry is a waste of energy, is just damaging ourselves, draining ourselves, has no effect. But sometimes we need to really act. And then it's good if we still have energy to do it. If we have the sharpness to know what to do. And I've experienced both situations many times. The being calm, but also wasting a lot of energy in that anger and frustration. And the outcome of both is very different. And so, yes, I take my time to let out the anger sometimes because it's needed. But then I do everything I can in that moment to get back to the calmness and to see what's really happening on the inside. Because if we want to change the world that we live in, if we want to change our circumstances, we need to start to change ourselves first from within. Because assuming that I go and I kill the politicians for you and say, okay, now you can be the head of state. If you're a mess on the inside, you will create a mess again in the country. Things will not be much better. They may seem at the start, but if you're a mess, you will mess up. Just look at all dictators. Most of them started from a wound, an ideology. They wanted to resolve the problems in the country. But because they were still wounded, because they were still a mess on the inside, their ideology turned into dictatorship, into a tyranny, into a mass murder, into famine, into all kinds of problems. At the core, at the start, they wanted something better. And I know history is written by those who won the wars. If you do a little bit of Googling, you will see why each of the big dictators started. Most of them was not because they wanted power for themselves, but they wanted to change something because there was a problem and they wanted to change things. But then their own shit started to create the problems. And you see this on a smaller scale in companies. People doing their best to make a promotion, to become the boss so that they can do things better. But at certain moments, there are problems again because they themselves didn't resolve their inner problems. So I really encourage you to work on yourself, to ask for help. I've got myself through a lot of anger and frustration, through a lot of wounds all my life. So for me, this is a field I know. And I've experienced both ways of dealing with it. And I can talk for hours and hours sharing with you experiences. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to inspire you to really start changing the world by changing yourself first. You can see there, my website is literally that. You type it, you'll find it. You can see what people say about how they experience working with me. You can see some examples of things I deal with. But in general, I would just say, contact me. In the contact form, there is a space where you can actually share in short what it is that you feel to work on, and I'll tell you honestly if it's something I can do for you or not, if I can help you with it or not. Otherwise, I'll refer you to someone that I know and trust, who I feel is better qualified for that specific thing. But do something, take action. Stop wasting your energy, your time, your life on being angry and frustrated or sad and depressed. Make something out of it. Make it better. Make yourself better. Heal yourself.
Like, subscribe, and share.